All right, guys, so we are going to start breaking down Cam Ward's, and we're going to break down a couple of his most important games through the 2024 season rather than just kind of looking at it from a whole perspective and highlights. I wanted to dive into his biggest and most important games of the year. So we're going to start with week 1 versus Florida, and let's go ahead and break down some of the plays. And I'm just going to give my honest review about the takeaway from each of these big games and see, is he worthy of the number 1 quarterback spot and that number 1 overall draft pick? And I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, so they've got to figure this out just as much as anybody else. Okay, so on this first one right here, this is a designed kind of delay sprint out to the left. As you can tell, he's got 2 lead blockers. He's looking through, doesn't like his first progression, so now he's working back across, and he's looking for that next guy on a deep cross. I like the patience that he showed right there. It wasn't just as soon as the 1 or 2 reads were not available, that it wasn't just tuck and run. He knew that he had an opportunity to extend this play and allow a receiver to get open. He's got his feet square, and he delivers a really good strike right here. A little bit behind him, but that's more or less because of a scramble rule. The receiver was going left to right. I do think Cam Ward did a really good job of squaring up his base on that throw. Okay, so on this next one, it's 1st and 10, condensed set, and we're going to see Cam Ward utilize his legs. A little play action shot. Florida goes with man coverage blitz, and as soon as he feels the edge pressure, step up in the pocket and avoid that tackler right there. And now he's off to the races. Of course, Cam Ward, known for being able to throw the touchdown passes and find people down the field, but he's not a statue. He can utilize those legs. And then right here, I thought it was very smart. Look at all those blue jerseys around him. He knew the play was over. He knew he had the first down and just get out and protect that body. All right, so same drive gets him in the low red zone area. Right here, you're going to get this tight end. He's going to leak cross, and this is just a little mesh concept right here. He buys a little bit of time and then floats this ball off of his back foot. Now, of course, I think this one's just so wide open, it's totally fine, but you do see a lot of times him having very lazy footwork in the pocket. I've heard a lot of criticism about that in regards to Cam Ward's pocket presence. But right here, the guy was so wide open in the mesh concept, got lost and was able to pick. And he extended a little bit of time by just taking a couple steps back in that pocket, and he knew that he had space to just float it. Really good play by Cam Ward. I'm not going to hate on him for that one. So on this next one right here, this is what you do not want out of Cam Ward and out of a franchise quarterback. Going to see a little bit of what I call hero ball and just not giving up on a play. So first read's not there, kind of escapes this pocket right here. Got a lot of green grass. It's good that he's keeping his eyes down the field. But look at this right here. He is now throwing across his body, and he is not getting his hips around. He's not getting his lead toe to the target, where a lot of times I preach about with our quarterback. This is throwing against your body, throwing against the grain, and so many times this is not good. And yes, you see Patrick Mahomes do it time and time again. And there I say it, I see some Patrick Mahomes type of plays with Cam Ward. But then you see types of plays like this. He tries to fit this in a tight window, and it ends up being a terrible decision and an easy interception for the Florida Gators. And you cannot have that when you're talking about being a franchise quarterback. Now, if we're talking specifically for the Tennessee Titans, Titans fans are sick of hero ball. They've watched it with Will Levis for the past 2 years. Will Levis has an incredible skill set, big, strong, talented arm. He's not a statue. He can move, make plays with his legs, but he plays way too much hero ball, and he puts the ball in harm's way. And then a quarterback who turns the ball over is not a franchise quarterback. You've got to be able to protect that football. Okay, so on this next one right here, they're just going to go with an inside run, inside zone, and then they've got a little quick RPO hitch on the outside. And right here, Cam Ward does a great job filling a quick boundary corner blitz, pulls that ball out, and then he throws the sidearm throw. He's really good at being able to make all the different arm slot throws, which makes him very appealing, like a Patrick Mahomes or you see a Matthew Stafford make those type of throws where they can change their arm slots. Aaron Rodgers is really good at that, and that is something that Cam Ward does have. I've seen him throw multiple different arm slot angle throws, and it's really good to see, and that was a really good pickup. Now, real quick, guys, if you're enjoying this and if you're gaining value, hit that subscribe button. If you have yet to subscribe to the Coach Plays, we're going to be doing more film breakdowns on Cam Ward. We're going to get into Shedeur Sanders, and we're going to get into multiple draft prospects in the next coming days and weeks and months leading up to the draft. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, next one right here, 2x2 set. It is 1st and 10, takes the snap. Let's see this develop. He's working the boundary, which is the short side of your field at the top of the screen. He's going to throw a corner route right here. He's got plenty of space in this pocket. Throws this ball, but this ball hangs up just ever so slightly. It's not a terrible ball. I mean, I'm probably nitpicking here, but this is my concern with Cam Ward is so many times he throws that unconventional sidearm type of throw, and it tends to push the football. And that ball started at his hip and worked up to his shoulders. And when you see that, you get the more of a push animation throw with his fundamentals, and that can lead to ball sailing. And I've seen that especially back in the day with Vince Young for the Tennessee Titans, and it led to some inaccuracy throws. Okay, so on this next one, you're going to see a little bit of what I call Patrick Mahomes, and if you're drafting Cam Ward, you're drafting him, and you're trying to find a way to manage this, but you're okay with it because this is the type of style he plays. Really good job of it, of kind of freezing that defender right there. Extend this play out, but here we go again. You've got a receiver going right to left, and he throws this ball across body. Now, in this sort of situation, the receiver's wide open, and he's going to be able to extend this play enough and pick up a big first down. Not many quarterbacks can make that type of throw, but in this sort of situation, it was just so wide open, and we saw him make a critical mistake by doing that exact same thing. Now, earlier we saw him buy time with a little bit of what I call lazy footwork, just a couple steps back and then kind of loft a ball, but the receivers are so wide open that it ended up being a touchdown. Here it is again in this same situation, very similar, 3rd and 4. He's going to get his running back to do a cross mesh flat on the backside. He's going to get instant pressure right here. Now, we can freeze it right here. A couple things. The read is correct. He gets instant pressure off the edge right here. There's no one to really defend this flat route right now. This backer is going to try to pick it up, but he's got to work through a little bit of traffic. So the read is not bad, but he's got what I just call lazy footwork. He's just taking a couple steps back, and he's going to loft this ball with no sort of velocity. And because of the way the ball is lofted, it's going to allow this defender to now get an easy track to the receiver, and receiver makes a great catch, but he's tackled instantly. If he's able to set his feet and deliver a quick target throw right there, he's able to lead his guy and give a potential chance for a touchdown right there. But instead, that kind of just walk back and then toss it, kind of like a little bit of lofted throw, ruined that play, and it forced the Miami Hurricanes to kick a field goal. And in the NFL, and at the college level too, you get inside the 5, inside the 10, you've got to put up 6. You cannot settle for field goals. And he's got to be able to set his feet and throw that freaking football right there rather than just loft it. Okay, so on this next one right here, Cam Ward does a really good job of working right to left. He's really trying to work the right side of the field right here with a little quick spacing concept. Doesn't like it. Now he works back, and he's got the post right here. Great progression right there to work back to his 3rd read. Find this open post route right here in between 4 defenders. It's a good ball. But as you can see, that sidearm throw leaves this ball hanging up, and he puts this receiver in a position where he could take a big-time hit. He's able to catch it, kind of protect his body. It is still a really good completion, but we're talking about the fine details. You would like to see him drive that ball high to low, more on a rope, a little hierarchy, being able to put it over a linebacker, but not to where it sails over top. You get that push, and you put your receivers in a bad spot, and he kind of did there. Got the completion, but he kind of did. Now, on this play right here, very similar to the same throw we just saw. It's going to be a post route right here, but this time sets his feet and then delivers a strike. You still get that sidearm animation, but because it set his feet, now this ball's a little bit behind. You would rather see that put out in front, but at least it wasn't high and puts his receiver in a vulnerable position. He sets his feet, throws that a little bit behind, but it's in a better spot. Then just a little bit later right here against this zone coverage, Cam Ward's going to be able to find his corner on a very similar to a flood concept right here. But once again, quick decision, does a much better job with his base. His base is set right there. He opens up those hips, and he's able to fire this one in between two defenders. This right here is a really good throw, pitch and catch for a touchdown. Really good mechanics and execution there by Cam Ward. Now, I wanted to add this next one right here, just another inside zone, but they've got a quick little now screen, which is just a quick little flat out of this trips bunch right here. He's reading that he's got two defenders over top of three, and he feels like he can get this ball out there. And like we said earlier, being able to make different arm slot type of throws, and because of more of his side arm type of mechanics, he is able to make tight throws right here. Defender is back there in the backfield, but he's able to get this ball in a different arm slot, get it out to a receiver out in space, and now he's got two lead blockers. And it's just a simple RPO concept, but very quick, decisive, different arm slot type of throw. Cam Ward's able to get that ball out there on space. Pretty good job. This one right here, single high safety, one-on-one coverage out to the outside. He holds that free safety ever so slightly with what I call lying with your eyes. He did a really good job of staring down the safety, holding him in that center field for just a split second, and now that allows him to feel like he's got enough room to throw this one-on-one football to his receiver to the outside. So as you see, he works back, sets his feet, and puts this ball in a spot up and over the defender, and he's able to put it right there in a good spot for his receiver to make the catch. But like I say, holding number 14, that safety, for a split second, keeping him out of the area, gave himself a one-on-one chance. Good job with the eyes. Okay, so on this one, a little bit of Patrick Mahomes, hero ball. You're going to see really good job. He gets edge pressure, more of an interior pressure right here at the face. He's able to avoid it. You like to see him protect that ball a little bit more, but he gets out and he is escaping the pocket. Now, I do love quarterbacks that keep their eyes down the field and looking for big plays, and that's how when you start to attack the line of scrimmage, you can find an opportunity to get people wide open, like he kind of does here for a touchdown. But it's 3rd and 11. He could have tucked this and ran, and there's a lot of green grass, and he could potentially picked up the first down with his legs, but he's keeping his eyes down the field and he's looking. Now, here's the issue once again. He is throwing a left to right ball. Now, this one gets completed for a touchdown. He does what I think is a better job right here of setting his feet. You can see right there, he's able to rotate his hips enough to where now that lead toe, which is his left foot, is facing the target area, and that's going to make him a lot more accurate with this ball, which is great, but still a very, very dangerous ball that he is deciding to throw here as he is fading away from his left and throwing back across his body to the right for a receiver that's working right to left in this scramble drill situation. But he is very talented, and he's able to place this ball in between two defenders. And unfortunately and fortunately, he gets a touchdown right here. These are the type of wow throws that he makes that it's like, holy crap, he's got that sort of talent. But because he makes throws like this, I believe they tend to lead to throws like we saw earlier where you get that hero ball and it's a bad decision and it ends up being a pick in the other hands. And if you're going to be one of those elite quarterbacks in the NFL, which is a number 1 overall pick projection, what it needs to be, number one foremost, you got to be able to protect the football. And it's a big scare. It's a big risk when you're talking about Cam Ward. Overall, Cam Ward was really solid in his debut for Miami in this game. He went 26 of 35 for 385 yards total passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He also had 3 carries for 33 yards on the ground. Really good performance against Florida. Some good, some bad. And we'll pick up and we'll watch some more games down the line for more of his most important games. Until next time, guys, stay humble, stay kind. Peace.